Hello. Today I want to talk about cravings, food addiction, like constant grazing, and how this affects our body and our food choices. I am Hannah Hips. I'm a mind body eating coach and yoga instructor, and I am here to help you get more mindful with your eating. So let's talk about cravings, or actually, let's talk about food addiction first. Now, a lot of this word and this concept gets thrown around a lot. And the thing that I have to say is we are not addicted to food. And when I say food, I mean whole, real foods coming straight from the earth. It's extremely difficult to be addicted to whole foods. Now, what we are addicted to is food-like substances or food that has been man-made, processed into something different. It's not actually real food. It is a derivative of food. It has flavor, but there is no nutritional value to it. And I feel like that is when we become addicted to things, right? I mean, I'm not even going to go into it, but the food industry definitely puts things in our food to make it taste good, makes our taste buds like want it all the time, right? And then our body gets used to it and our body wants it. So yes, there is definitely truth in getting addicted to the food like substances. What's happening is on a regular basis, the food that we eat, the food that we buy at the store, does not have a lot of nutrients. And when our body is our body is constantly looking for nutrients because it wants to survive, right? That's how we survive. That's how our immune system supports itself. That's how our body is able to have energy to build muscle. It needs nutrients from our food. And if we are constantly feeding it food like substances that don't have a lot of nutrients in it, our body is being like, hey, we didn't get the nutrients that we need, so I'm hungry again. Can we please eat some nutrients? And this is why we feel like we have this out of control feeling about food, because you're feeling always hungry. Well, it's true. Your body is starving of what it really truly needs to be able to survive, because that's what it wants to do. It wants to survive. And when we are not giving it, I would say, like the macronutrients, like the fats, the carbs, and the proteins. And I'm not even gonna like go into like the ratio of that. It doesn't really matter. But if we're not feeding our body the nutrients that it needs to survive, it is stressed. It's in a stress state. And when we are in a stress state, like our body, so you know what happens? It's like our insulin increases, our cortisol increases, which makes us crave things that are not always the healthiest, right? Like sugar, sweets are a main thing when we are stressed. That's where we go to. So we think this is like an emotional issue, that we have the stress eating emotional problem, which there's definitely that part of it. But there's also the part of our nutrition that is causing this stress in our body. Because when we are stressed in our body, like our digestive system shuts down, our metabolism slows down, our insulin and cortisol increase, like our body is not able to burn calories because it thinks you're on a desert island, because you're not feeding it nutrients. You're not feeding it the whole foods that it needs to really feel satisfied and full and supported. So everything begins to slow down. And it's so important that I'm not even saying like you have to eliminate the food that you're currently eating, but if you add more in whole foods, add more foods that are going to bring this nutrients into your body, then your body can relax. And when you're relaxed, it's like you feel more satisfied, your body's happier, your mind and your body can work together and be like, okay, everything is all good. I have enough food, I have enough nutrients to be able to fight off this disease, to fight off this sickness. I can build muscle. I am ready to live. So think about, if we're not giving our bodies that opportunity to thrive and survive, we are living on fumes. And it's like just this cycle that keeps on happening, right? And I want to talk about a product. I just want to share it just to put it out there. But I take a product that is a whole food capsule. It's fruits, vegetables, berries, and omegas. And it supports my body. It supports my diet. I'm not saying that like I eat like not real food. Like I eat whole foods, but I take this capsule to help support my body and to fill the gaps between what I'm eating, what I might be lacking, and it just kind of fills in. It allows my body to get a full flood of nutrients. So I don't have the cravings that I used to of sweets and everything else. My body can relax because it's getting enough. It's getting what it needs, as well as me eating whole foods. And when you begin to eat whole foods and you eat better nutrients and you're feeding yourself more food that is filling, right? Then your body is not going to be looking for food. You're not going to feel as hungry because your body is in a really relaxed state. And that's what we want, and that's what we want to work towards with our emotional eating and with our stress eating. So there's two layers to this. The layer of nutrition, we need to make sure that we're feeding ourselves what our body needs on a survival, like the basics. We need to feed ourselves the food that it needs to survive, as well as work with the emotional side of things, being able to deal with the stresses of life, being able to deal with the stresses of everything, like of your food choices, right? And paying attention to the what we're eating, the when we're eating, and the how. Like, how are we eating our food? When are we eating our food? And what are we eating? We have to look at both sides of this, nutrition and psychology. And this is what I kind of combine together when I work with my clients, because we are not just nutrition and we are not just an emotional being. We are both. And we have to learn to support each one of those. So if you are interested in learning about what I do, about the product I just talked about, I would love to talk further about this. You can just send me a message. You can go to avowellnessgroup.com, or you can follow me on Instagram. I am Hannah Hips. Find me, let's talk. I want to support you and help you the best I can, because your body is hungry. Your soul is hungry for something more. And I know you're ready. So have a wonderful day. I hope this is helpful, and I will talk to you soon.